Hi, I'm Mary Matthews and I'm here to talk with you today about Jeff IWLearn Experience Notes. We'll go through what's needed for an experience note, and a video experience note is just a little bit different than the printed one. First, you have a project description. You want to briefly summarize the project's objectives, the components, the countries you're working with, but you want to keep it short, no more than about 10 or 20 seconds at most. The second set of video snaps is looking at the experience. You want to talk about the issue and the cause and effect relationship that the project is trying to address. For instance, the stress of X is causing X impact on the ecosystem in the following way. The second part of the experience is looking at how the project is addressing the issue that you're being faced with. For instance, what steps are being taken and how are you taking those? How are you getting the countries to work together? And in some cases, how are you addressing these using technical, institutional, or other interventions? The results and learning section is the most important part, and that's what you really want to focus on for this. You want to find out what is it that your project learned that's useful for other projects and other project staff. For instance, if something worked very well for you, why was it worked well? What did you do? How did it work well? And how can it be replicated? On the other hand, and just as important, if something doesn't work well, what was it? What went wrong? Why did it go wrong? And how would you correct it next time? If everything went well, what was the result? If things didn't go well, we need to know that too. Talk about it in a way that makes it clear, concise, and relatively simple to understand. For the replication section, this is really important because this is where other projects will be using your experiences to help them implement their projects in a much better and effective way. For example, if you had certain conditions, socioeconomic, political, educational, institutional, or physical conditions, note those as being important to how something turned out. Don't expect that all conditions will always be the same, because we know they won't be. When you talk about the lessons that were learned, you really want to focus on how that experience translates to other projects. They won't be a template and they won't be a mirror of what you did. But what are the overall objectives and the overall lessons that would make your experience replicable in a good way and not replicable in a bad way? The next section is significance. You want to talk about why this particular experience is significant for the Jeff International Waters Program. Is it the first time something's been done? Is it a repetition and improvement on something that's been done? Tell us why this matters and why it's important. The last section is on references. With references, you need to provide information for somebody looking for additional information on learning about what your experience was. It could be contact people, it can be web pages, it could be the resources that you use to figure out the problem in the first place. We can help each other with the community we have established if we know what the community is and where our resources are. For the keywords, you want to have in the description box and in the details of the video something that tells somebody who wants to view this what this is about. You need to have regional type, water basin type, topical issues, and really how it relates to the project. Is it stakeholder related? Is it related to economic valuation? Is it related to the TVA? These will be very helpful and save time in searching for documents. The Jeff IWLearn project is really critical for helping us learn how to best implement our projects and to do the best job we can to bring transboundary water management into the fore in the coming centuries. Let's be sure to work together to use the videos as much as possible and have a good time making them. Remember, you've got to be creative because that's the way we have to solve our problems here.